I don't know what's wrong. I couldn't seem to reach my parents. Refuse to be involved with street pharmaceuticals. Like I said, people will find you hilarious.
Ever since Christopher Duncan left the Jamie Foxx Show, nobody ever knew what really happened till now.
If the Braxton spiral thing hadn't happened in the same year, I think it would have made a huge difference.
He played Braxton for almost 5 seasons, but then, out of nowhere, he was gone. After that, the rumors started flying. Some people said he and Jamie Foxx had a falling out.
I think that if people saw us together in a film, there would be those who would get the biggest kick out of it, thoroughly enjoy it.
Others claimed it had something to do with who he married off-screen.
There's also where people like to, comment their own thoughts on your personal life. One of those recently for you was regarding your family. You would post a photo of your family and people would, have some things to say.
On top of that, Christopher himself admitted he was getting tired of always being seen as just Braxton and nothing else. So what really went down all these years? Let's get into it. Born on January 2nd, 1969 in Lincoln, Nebraska, Christopher grew up with a mom who was a nurse and a dad who was an Air Force veteran. Because of his father's career, the family moved around a lot, living in places like Germany, Japan, and New Mexico. Life wasn't always easy, but from a young age, he had a love for storytelling and performance. His parents also stressed the importance of education and hard work, which stuck with him. He graduated from General William Mitchell High School in Colorado Springs and later earned his bachelor's degree in acting from the University of Colorado Boulder. After Christopher graduated from college, he decided it was time to chase his dream and officially step into the world of acting. Like a lot of fresh faces trying to make it in Hollywood, he started off slow, landing small roles here and there that gave him the chance to build his skills and get comfortable in front of the camera. Most of those early gigs came from television, which was the perfect place for an upcoming actor to prove himself. One of his earliest recurring jobs was on the soap opera Generations, and after that, he popped up in several episodes of the sitcom Coach.
You know how bad this is going to make me look? I mean, come on, page 1, Hayden's woman.
These roles might not have made him a household name, but they helped him get noticed and put a few solid credits on his resume. From there, Duncan started moving around different sitcoms, showing up as a guest star in some of the most popular shows at the time. If you were watching TV in the 90s, you probably saw him on classics like Family Matters, Martin, and Living Single.
Delivered through your child and my girl.
Each of those appearances gave him more experience and showed off his range as an actor. But it wasn't until 1996 that everything changed for him. That was the year he landed the role that would define his career, Braxton P. Hartnebrig on The Jamie Foxx Show. If you loved the show, then you definitely remember Braxton. He was the serious, uptight character who always found himself clashing with Jamie King's wild, unpredictable antics. Christopher B. Duncan brought Braxton to life so well that fans couldn't help but laugh at the way he handled Jamie's constant schemes and jokes.
This is Mr. and Mrs. King and Francesca.
Hi.
Every week, Duncan played Braxton, Jamie's co-worker at the King's Tower Hotel, where Jamie also worked for his family. The show used Jamie and Braxton as total opposites. Braxton followed the rules, did everything by the book, and tried to keep things professional, while Jamie did things his own way, breaking rules, making jokes, and turning the hotel into his personal stage. That push and pull between the two created some of the funniest moments on the show and kept fans coming back. The Jamie Foxx Show ran for 5 seasons, all the way until January 14th, 2001, and throughout that time, Braxton became a key part of the comedy. But near the end of the series, fans started to notice something strange. Braxton wasn't showing up in every episode. Suddenly, people began to wonder what was going on behind the scenes. Rumors spread quickly, with some viewers speculating that Duncan had run into problems with the show's producers. Maybe it was a contract issue. Maybe it was creative disagreements. No one ever confirmed the real reason, which only fueled more curiosity. Years later, Duncan finally spoke about his time on the show in an interview. He explained that he was grateful for all the love fans gave him and that he was proud of his work as Braxton. But at the same time, the role was kind of a double-edged sword. Playing Braxton made him popular, but it also boxed him in. Casting directors started seeing him only as Braxton, which made it harder for him to get different types of roles once the show ended.
I have a bittersweet relationship with that issue that I deal with to this very day. There are people who will always see me as Braxton.
And that wasn't the only thing he opened up about. In 2021, a clip from one of Duncan's interviews started going viral after a comedy outlet reposted it on YouTube. In the clip, he touched on why he and Jamie Foxx haven't really been seen working together on a project since the show wrapped. He admitted that the way people typecast him as Braxton may have played a role in that, but he also made it clear that his relationship with Jamie has always been built on respect. "My chemistry with Jamie speaks for itself," Duncan said, giving credit to how well they played off each other on screen. He also described Jamie Foxx as a versatile actor and a powerhouse of talent. And even though the two haven't been seen together in public or worked on something new as a duo, Duncan insisted there's no bad blood between them.
Look at Jamie. The man couldn't be more versatile. He's a powerhouse of talent.
He even went ahead to say, "Nothing but mutual respect. Anytime I see Jamie, everything's cool. There's history there that is truly appreciated by both of us. We don't stay in touch on some regular basis or whatnot."
Mutual respect. Anytime I see Jamie, everything's cool. There's history there that is truly appreciated.
Duncan even shared a story about the last time Jamie invited him to a charity event, where they spent time catching up and had a great time together. He admitted they don't talk often, but whenever they do see each other, it's all love.
The last time I talked to him, he called me and invited me out to his spot to be part of this charity event. And that was cool. We had a great time together.
He ended that thought by saying something powerful. "I think Jamie deserves every single bit of the success that he's experiencing. He's a force." When Christopher B. Duncan was asked about his dream scenario of reuniting with Jamie Foxx on the big screen, he didn't hesitate. He already had the perfect idea in mind. "I think an action film with the two of us playing detectives," he said with confidence. In his mind, a movie like that would be the best of both worlds. Hard-hitting drama on one side, and hilarious, fast-paced comedy on the other. The room for not only drama in it, but crazy good comedy. The opportunities are endless, he explained. Why? Because he has a great range. I have a range.
Of us playing detectives. The room for not only hard-hitting drama in it, but crazy good comedy. Why? Because he has a great range. I have a...
And Christopher wasn't wrong. Even though people mostly remember him as Braxton from the Jamie Foxx Show, his career started long before that and stretched way beyond it. He first stepped into acting in the late 1980s and picked up roles across different TV shows and movies, proving he could take on comedy, drama, or anything in between. But no matter how many roles he played, people still mostly saw him as Braxton. For Christopher, that label was both a blessing and a curse.
There would be certain kinds of producers who would see me in that limited fashion of, oh, he's Braxton.
In one interview, he opened up about his frustrations. "I'm disappointed that sometimes there isn't more flexibility in perception," he admitted. "Because if you see me in a different role, whether it's a comedy or a drama, you can see I'm doing the work. All I ask is for some openness to receive it." The problem, though, was that some people just couldn't separate the actor from the character. Some people are able to do that, and some people still have this response of, "Oh, come on, that's Braxton. That's Braxton." For Christopher, it hurt even more when fellow black creatives would brush him off as just Braxton, instead of recognizing the versatility he brought to the table. It's like they're saying, "This is all you are. he once shared. Still, even with that disappointment, he never let it break him. He stayed positive and focused, grateful that playing Braxton gave him a chance to shine, even if it came with challenges. Now, the Jamie Foxx Show itself wasn't some massive ratings juggernaut when it aired on the WB, but it did something many shows couldn't. It lasted 5 full seasons and crossed the 100-episode mark, which was a huge deal for a sitcom at the time. Fans loved it because of the loyalty and chemistry between the cast. But by the 5th season, things were starting to wind down. That last season only had 12 episodes compared to the 20-plus episodes in earlier seasons. And truth be told, it wasn't just Christopher who felt it was time. Other cast members were ready to move on as well. Take Garcelle Beauvais, for example, who played the stylish and sharp Fancy. Before she ever joined the cast, Garcelle had already made a name for herself as a successful model, walking runways, gracing magazine covers, and putting in the work to make her dreams happen. When the Jamie Foxx Show wrapped in 2001, she didn't miss a beat. She shifted into more serious roles, like playing ADA Valerie Haywood on NYPD Blue, which showed that she could handle gritty drama just as easily as lighthearted comedy.
I never figured you for 50s doo-wop.
Oh, what'd you peg me for?
Over the years, Garcelle continued to build her acting career with roles in big projects like White House Down and Spider-Man, Homecoming. Then, in 2020, she switched things up and joined The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. As the first Black woman on the show, fans got to see a whole new side of her, bold, honest, and unapologetically herself, which only made people love her more. Then you had Garrett Morris, who played Uncle Jr., the lovable and unforgettable uncle who added so much heart to the show.
Any man would be happy to have a daughter as lovely as you. Yeah.
Garrett's career goes back decades, with him starring in everything from comedies like Rock and Married, with children, to dramas like General Hospital and even The Twilight Zone. He didn't just stick to TV either. He showed up in movies like How High and Self-Made, inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker. Garrett's mix of comedy and drama proved his incredible range as an actor. These days, he often takes to social media to reflect on his journey, share old photos, and celebrate Black talent. He even gave his own take on why the Jamie Foxx Show ended. According to Garrett, the show wasn't canceled because of ratings or because fans stopped watching. Instead, he claimed it was canceled simply because it was just a Black show. He explained that once Black-led shows reached the 100-episode milestone, studios often stopped backing them, choosing instead to sell the episodes off to syndication. That way, studios could still make money, but the actual shows would end. His comments struck a chord with fans and made them wonder, was the Jamie Foxx Show treated unfairly? Could it have lasted longer if it had gotten the same support as other shows? At the center of it all, of course, was Jamie Foxx himself. Jamie Foxx brought something to his sitcom that no one else could. His creativity, his timing, his ability to flip a scene and make it funnier than it was on paper. That's what made the Jamie Foxx Show stand out. But with that kind of raw talent also came challenges. Jamie loved to improvise, add his own jokes, and sometimes switch things up right in the middle of filming. And while the audience loved it, producers didn't always feel the same. Their job was to keep the storyline and structure tight, to make sure everything stayed on track, and Jamie's free-flowing style didn't always fit neatly into that plan. That created some friction. For certain people on set, it was like attending a master class in comedy, learning firsthand from one of the greats. For others, it made the work environment tense because they were stuck in the middle of Jamie's genius and the production team's order. The show ran through the late 90s and early 2000s, introducing fans to Jamie King, the funny, ambitious, small-town guy who moved to Los Angeles with dreams bigger than his reality. He ended up working at his family's hotel, the King's Tower, run by his Aunt Helen and Uncle Jr. Week after week, viewers tuned in to watch Jamie's crazy adventures at the hotel. He was juggling oddball guests, wild family drama, and his non-stop efforts to become famous. At the same time, he was busy chasing after Fancy, the smart, beautiful, no-nonsense employee at the hotel, played by Garcelle Beauvais. Fancy was Jamie's love interest, but she wasn't someone he could charm easily. She kept him grounded, always reminding him that he had to work harder if he really wanted to get anywhere in life. Their love-hate, playful back and forth was one of the show's most entertaining parts.
Even though I didn't recognize it at first.
Yeah, she was kind of flat-hated.
What really sold the show, though, was Jamie himself. He wasn't just funny. He could sing, act, and deliver jokes that stuck. He had this way of mixing comedy with heartfelt moments that made the show more than just laughs. One minute, you'd be doubled over from his jokes, and the next, you'd find yourself moved by scenes about family, love, and chasing dreams. That balance is why the show connected with so many people, and why it still holds up today. Christopher Duncan recently got people talking for an entirely different reason. Out of nowhere, Duncan dropped a post on social media showing love to his wife, actress Susan Wood Duncan, and their 3 teenage kids, Miles, Brock, and Charlie Ann. What shocked people wasn't the sweet family photos, but the fact that many fans had no idea he was married, let alone to his white co-star from the show.
Your own thoughts on your personal life. One of those recently for you was regarding your family. You would post a photo of your family and people would, have some things to say, and of course you would respond.
That's when a lot of longtime viewers put the pieces together. Susan actually played Cameron, the GPS girl Caldwell, Braxton's love interest during seasons 3 and 4 of the Jamie Foxx Show. What started as on-screen chemistry turned into the real thing. They fell for each other while working together, and here they are, still happily married more than 25 years later. Of course, when the internet found out, the reactions weren't all positive. Along with the support and congratulations, there were jokes and even some criticism. Comments like, "Definitely wasn't stretching your acting range," and "So he really is Braxton in real life. We knew he wasn't ending up with skin folk," showed that not everyone was thrilled about the interracial pairing. Instead of ignoring the chatter, Duncan decided to speak up. In another post filled with throwback photos of him and Susan over the years, he admitted that he noticed the mix of love and hate in the comments. He said their relationship came as a surprise to many, but he wasn't about to let other people's opinions define his marriage. Christopher didn't hold back when people asked about his take on interracial relationships. He said straight up, "I've never lived my life trying to please others. Love is a gift. Hate doesn't deserve my energy, but sadly, it exists. If someone doesn't like interracial relationships, then they simply shouldn't be in one."
I keep getting asked about it.
He also explained that he wasn't raised to look at race as a barrier, and that throughout his life, he's dated black, brown, and white women before finding his forever partner in Susan.
I've been with sisters, white women, Latinas. I love, adore, and respect women. Period.
Then he added something even more heartfelt, that he proudly holds his wife's hand with love, pride, and gratitude, because she's not only his partner, but also the best mother he could have asked for their children. In his words, he said, "I hold my wife's hand with pride and joy. She's amazing, loving, talented, and the best mom I could ever ask to our kids." Fans quickly rallied behind him, with many praising the couple for staying strong and proving love always wins. Some even pointed out that if the roles were reversed, if he were a black woman with a white husband, nobody would have said a word. Others reminded him to focus on his blessings and ignore the hate, calling his family beautiful and inspiring. The post got a lot of reactions. One fan wrote, "Brother, beautiful family." If this was a black woman with her white husband, nobody would say a thing. Another chimed in, "It's sad you even had to explain this in such a beautiful post." Ignore the haters, they're miserable. Your family is beautiful. After the Jamie Foxx Show, Christopher kept making moves in Hollywood, showing he could do way more than one role. He popped up in TV shows like Veronica Mars, Aliens in America, and The First Family, where he played President William Johnson. He also did voice work for animated hits like The Proud Family and The Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. On the big screen, he showed up in films like Johnson Family Vacation and Feeding Mr. Baldwin. In 2024, he landed a recurring role on Starz' hit show BMF, proving his career is still going strong. Outside of acting, he's all about family. He's married to actress Susan Wood. Fun fact, she once guest starred on the Jamie Foxx Show as Cameron, Braxton's GPS-loving girlfriend. Christopher shared that memory in a sweet Instagram post in January 2024, saying he's thankful for the role that brought them together. Today, Christopher is still acting and proving he's way more than just one character. His journey shows that even when people try to put you in a box, you can still break out and shine.